Hello, welcome to my channel. I am so glad you're here because today we are solving a mystery that has haunted me and I suspect many of you for years. Picture this. You just sat down for a massive, delicious meal. You're expecting to feel energized, fueled up, maybe even ready to run a marathon, or at least tackle the dishes. But instead, 20 minutes later, you are reaching for a hoodie. You're freezing cold. Your fingers are ice, and you just want to curl up under a blanket. Why does eating, which is literally adding fuel to the fire, make us cold? To explain this, and more importantly, what it tells us about our metabolism and weight, I have Dr. Therm here. Welcome, Doctor.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And honestly, that scenario you just described, it's probably the #1 question I get at dinner parties. People assume that calories equal heat, and in a physics sense, they do. But the biology of getting that energy out of the food is a chaotic process.
Chaotic? I thought digestion was pretty straightforward. You eat, you digest, you get energy.
I wish it were that simple. Think of your body like a city. When a massive shipment of goods, your lunch, arrives at the central warehouse, which is your stomach, all the workers need to go there to unload it. In your body, the workers are your blood. This is called splanchnic circulation. When you eat a heavy meal, your body redirects a massive amount of blood flow away from your muscles and skin and sends it straight to the gut.
So my hands get cold because the warm blood literally left them? It abandoned my fingers to go help a piece of lasagna?
Essentially, yes. Your body is prioritizing. Digestion is metabolically expensive and urgent. It takes energy to make energy. To break down that food, the stomach and intestines need oxygen and transport vehicles. So, the peripheral blood vessels, the ones in your fingers, toes, and nose, constrict to maintain blood pressure while the core hogs all the resources.
That makes sense. It's a resource management issue. But wait, I've also heard of the meat sweats. Some people eat and get super hot. I eat and get freezing. What is the difference? Is it the type of food, or is my body just weird?
You're not weird, you're just experiencing a different part of the cycle. This brings us to the thermic effect of food, or TEF. TEF is the energy your body burns just to process the food. Protein is the hardest nutrient to break down. It's like trying to demolish a brick wall with a hammer. It generates a lot of friction and heat. Protein can increase your metabolic rate by 15 to 30% for a few hours. That's why you get the meat sweats. You are literally running a fever of metabolism.
Okay, so protein heats you up. But when I eat a giant bowl of pasta or a stack of pancakes, that's when I get the chills. Why?
Ah, the carb coma. This is where the plot thickens and where we start getting into weight control. Simple carbohydrates and sugars are easy to break down. They don't generate much heat during digestion. But they do cause a massive spike in blood sugar. Your pancreas responds by flooding your system with insulin to get that sugar out of the blood and into the cells.
I know this part. The sugar crash, right? Is that what makes you cold?
Exactly. When insulin does its job too well or too quickly, your blood sugar drops rapidly. This is called reactive hypoglycemia. When blood sugar crashes, your body panics slightly. It thinks it's running out of fuel. So what does it do? It conserves energy. It turns down the thermostat. You feel cold, tired, and sluggish because your metabolic fire has been dampened to save resources until stability returns.
That is fascinating. So the chills are basically a sign that I spiked my insulin and now I'm crashing?
Often, yes, and this is the crucial link to weight control. If you are constantly going through this cycle, eat, spike, crash, freeze, you are training your body to store fat.
Whoa, hang on. Explain that connection. How does feeling cold lead to storing fat?
Think about it. If you're cold and lethargic, your NEAT drops. That stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. When you feel that post-meal chill, you stop fidgeting, you stop pacing, you sit on the couch. Your spontaneous movement plummets.
So I'm burning fewer calories simply because I'm too cold to move around?
Right, but it's deeper than that. High insulin levels, the kind that cause that crash, tell your fat cells to lock the doors. Insulin is a storage hormone. When it's high, you cannot burn fat for fuel. So you have all this energy from the food you just ate, but insulin shoves it into storage. Then, because your blood sugar crashed, you feel hungry again an hour later, even though you have plenty of stored energy. You're cold, you're tired, and you want more sugar to warm up.
That sounds like a nightmare. It's a trap. The food makes you cold, which makes you lazy, which makes you fat, which makes you hungry.
It can be a trap. It's often a sign of poor metabolic flexibility. A healthy metabolism should be able to switch between burning carbs and burning fat without sending you into a deep freeze.
Metabolic flexibility. I like that term. So if someone is listening to this and realizes, hey, I freeze after every meal, is their metabolism broken?
Not broken, just inefficient. It might suggest some insulin resistance or just poor meal composition. But the good news is you can hack this system.
Okay, let's get to the fixes. I don't want to freeze, and I definitely don't want to store fat unnecessarily. What do we do?
Strategy number 1 involves timing. We call it the 10-minute postprandial walk. Right after you eat, immediately, get up and walk for 10 minutes. Nothing intense, just movement.
But wait, if all my blood is in my stomach, like you said earlier, won't walking make me cramp up? Or make digestion worse?
That happens with high-intensity exercise. We aren't sprinting. Gentle walking actually helps move glucose from your blood into your muscles without needing as much insulin. This flattens the blood sugar spike. No massive spike means no massive crash. No crash means no low battery mode.
So walking keeps the internal thermostat steady. That seems easy enough. What about what we eat?
You need to look at the protein-to-carb ratio. Remember, protein generates heat, TEF. Carbs can lead to the crash. If you usually get cold, try front-loading protein. Eat the chicken or the tofu before you touch the rice or the bread.
Eating in order? That actually works?
Absolutely. It slows down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. It cushions the blow. You get a steady release of energy rather than a flood.
Okay, that's practical. Now, I have a weird question. Does the temperature of the food or water matter? My grandmother used to say, never drink ice water with a hot meal.
Your grandmother was onto something, though maybe not for the reasons she thought. Drinking huge amounts of ice water can slightly lower the temperature of the stomach environment. Enzymes work best at body temperature. If you chill the stomach, you might slow down digestion slightly, but the bigger issue is blood flow. If you are already prone to poor circulation or getting cold, adding a liter of ice water to your core forces your body to spend even more energy heating that water up.
So it steals even more heat from my hands and feet?
Precisely. If you struggle with this, stick to room temperature water or warm tea with meals. It helps vasodilation, opening up the blood vessels.
Warm tea, got it. Now, I want to circle back to the weight control aspect. Is there a connection between this cold response and brown fat?
Great question. Brown adipose tissue, or brown fat, is a special type of fat that generates heat. It burns calories to keep you warm. People with higher metabolic rates often have more active brown fat. If you freeze after eating, it might indicate your brown fat isn't activating as it should to offset the blood flow shift.
Can we wake it up? Or are we stuck with lazy brown fat?
You can wake it up. Cold exposure helps. Ironically, a quick cold shower in the morning can stimulate brown fat growth. But regarding food, spices help. Capsaicin, found in chili peppers, can mimic the heat response. Adding some spice to your meal can trigger thermogenesis and prevent that drop in body temperature.
So, spice up the food to keep the chills away. I love that. Let's summarize the actionable plan for our listeners who want to stop freezing and start burning fat efficiently.
Sure. Step 1, watch the carbs. Avoid massive sugar bombs that cause a crash. Focus on protein and fiber to keep the metabolic fire steady. Step 2, move after eating. A 10-minute walk keeps the blood moving and the insulin manageable. Step 3, manage the temperature. Drink warm fluids, maybe add some spice. Don't ice down your gut.
And if they do all this, will they see a difference in their weight?
Over time, yes, because you are optimizing how your body handles energy. You aren't storing it away and shutting down, you are using it. You'll feel more energetic, your NEAT will go up because you aren't stuck on the couch freezing, and your insulin sensitivity will improve.
It's amazing how something as simple as feeling cold can tell us so much about our internal engine.
The body is constantly talking to us. We just have to learn the language. A shiver isn't just a shiver, it's a data point.
Dr. Therm, this has been incredibly enlightening. No more hoodies at the dinner table for me. I'm going for a walk instead.
That's the best prescription I can give. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, doctor. And thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep explorations into your health. See you next time.